All right, welcome back to Tsumihoroboshi. So where we last left off, we are we're now on Keiichi's perspective. The last part previously was reading through some history to whether or not the maggots were a delusion, and apparently, on Reina's opinion, it is deemed to be true. While she were reading through the scrapbooks, and we had some bit of some lore reading through it and all that such. But let's continue reading. I opened the windows, but all they let in was heat and the cries of the cicadas. It's too hot. It really is. Well, no shit. It's fucking summer. What do you expect? It was break time between classes, but we couldn't really get any rest. What? Y'all don't got any fans around? Mion and I leaned on our desks, exhausted by the heat. The younger kids sure are tough, considering how the heat wasn't bothering them at all. They were running around the classroom despite the temperature. Do schools in the cities have air conditioning in their classrooms? No, they don't. Only the teacher's office gets to have air conditioning. Well, what the fuck? They, why would they? Well, what kind of shit is this? Yeah, the employees get the air conditioning and the students don't. Wow, it's better than nothing. If I were a student at a school like that, I attack the teachers and take over their office. Yeah, good luck with that. You'd be the first student ever to do that. uh, I didn't even have the energy to laugh. Mion and I stopped talking and used our notebooks to fan ourselves. I looked at the empty seat nearby. It was Rena's. Rena didn't come to school today. She called and told Chie Sensei she couldn't come because she was sick. Rena seems to be feeling down these days. Yeah, she probably got tired from the heat. Do you really think that's the reason? Yeah, why? I think it's the incident. Maybe. It's probably both that and the summer heat. I can't even imagine how distressing it was for her to commit a murder, dismember the bodies, and get caught by her friends. We took each other's hands at that place and we united. All of us believed that we had closed the case there and had regained our peace. But was that as easy for Rena as it was for us? She must have not quite recovered yet. This old man thought she'd get over it if she played along with us. But I guess her pain ran deeper than I thought. What should we do to cheer her up? It's best just to leave her alone, I think. Hey, are you sure about that? We're her friends. Well, it's like homesickness. You get lonely and you want to call home just to hear your mom's voice. But that actually makes your homesickness worse. When you're feeling lonely, the best thing to do is devote yourself to sports or something like that for a change. I'm sure but there's more hobbies than that besides sports. I want her to do club activities with us, but she doesn't want to. I don't know about her, but people usually have a desire to depend on somebody. You want to depend on somebody who supports you and sympathizes with you. Haven't you ever experienced that feeling? When you can't stop depending on somebody when they try to cheer you up? Well, I don't know. Completely depending on someone means trying to earn even deeper sympathy from them. At that point, even though you're trying to comfort them, they just slip further and further into depression. By finding initial success through relying on someone and receiving comfort, they grow addicted to indulging in misfortune. I think Reina knows that, too. That's why she wants to be alone right now. If she wanted to depend on us or get comfort from us, all she'd have to do is to stay with us and cry all the time. So, well, how can we cheer her up then? I think she'd appreciate it more if you tried to help her forget her pain than if you tried to cheer her up. Don't comfort her and don't cheer her up. There's nothing I can do, is there? That's a golden rule for psychologists, did you know? Mental trauma can only be healed by the person who has it. If someone else helps a person out of their mental trauma, even if they succeeded, that person wouldn't be completely healed. So all we can do now is wait until Rena heals on her own. I understand the idea, but I just don't like how cold it sounds. I clasped my hands behind the back of my head, looking at the ceiling. Mion laughed. Mion, God. Rena will be fine, as long as she has someone like you to worry about her. I'm sure she can pull herself together. So all I need to do is to be close to her? I don't know about that. I don't know about that one, Chief. There is something you can do, Keiichi. Yeah, well, why is that? Rika-chan spoke up. I wonder how long she'd been listening to our conversation. Oh, I'm pretty sure she's. I mean, it's Rika. She's always a eavesdropper. Well, what is it? You can listen to her when she wants to talk to somebody. Like, don't say. Is that all? I just listen and I don't need to make her feel better? Kei-chan, people feel better just by talking to somebody. Sometimes all they need is someone who does nothing but listen quietly. Just like me said, I think it's important for us, as her friends, to be there for her whenever she wants to talk to somebody. Mion and Rika-chan were absolutely right. I was going to pat Rena on her shoulder and tell her to cheer up when I saw her next, but now I know that would have been one-sided on my part. Rena doesn't want to feel down herself. She wants to cheer up if at all possible. If I cheered her up irresponsibly, she'd be very disappointed because she'd think that I didn't understand her pain. You're right. I guess I wasn't even trying to understand how she felt. I wanted to cheer her up, but I now know that's just what I want to do, not what she wants me to do. Thanks, you two. I think I finally understand. On that day, I thought I cheered her up, but I started to doubt if I had reached her heart. I might have just been dragging her someplace where I wanted her to go. I wasn't on her side in the real sense of the term. All of a sudden, Rika-chan patted my head. Don't worry, we all know that you're on her side. What? What? Did I say something out loud again? I, I would. It sounds like you're sounds like you're saying something out loud instead of like speaking in your own head. It did reach her heart. Kei-chan, you really did give her great strength on that day. Well, now that I think about it, what you said on that day was more than a little theatrical. Theatrical. We heard footsteps in the hallway, and everybody started to head back to their desks. Oh, she's back. Take your seats, everyone. President, if you would. All rise. Oh, we didn't have a club meeting that day because Rena was around. That worked out for me because I had an errand to run. And you sure are busy. It wasn't a big errand. My mom wanted me to use her point card to get some detergent. Point card. I didn't see the point of going all the way to the store just to get detergent, but my mom told me to go because she's busy helping my dad with his work. I started walking towards the shopping center. I noticed someone was watching me, hiding behind a distant tree. I wonder who would do such a mischievous thing. I stared at them to find out who it was, at which point they emerged. Oh no. Don't tell me Rena is stalking him. Oh, Rena. God damn, I was right. what? What the? Oh my god, dude. Oh, Rena, are you feeling better now? I was about to say that, but I swallowed the words. Somehow, Rena looked very serious. What? What's going on? Shush. Rena put her index finger to her lips, told me to be quiet, looked around carefully, and beckoned for me to come over. I had no idea what was going on, but I followed her instructions, shut my mouth, and ran to her. What is going on? Rena gestured for me to squat down to hide in the shadow of the bush. I didn't know why I had to do that, but I could ask her the question later. I just followed her orders for now. Rena looked like she was making sure no one was following her. If it was me, she'd do something like this just to fool me, as a joke. But I know Rena doesn't do things like this for fun. I had no idea what kind of situation I gotten myself into, but I could feel how tense it was, and I made myself as small as I could. Good. It's okay now. I'm sorry. The tone of her voice made me relax a little. Phew, what's going on? That's exactly what I'm trying to say. That's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm going to ask. I think someone has been following me. No, you think? What? Who would follow her? When I thought about it, I realized how stupid the question was. Is it the police? Rena, Mamiya, and Tepe Hojo. Two people disappeared. Even though they were awful human beings, the police had to investigate if they found out that they'd gone missing. It probably wouldn't be difficult to find out that Rena had often been to Rena's house. But it should be okay. As long as they don't find those bags, it should be okay. I don't know if it's the police or not, but I feel like someone has been watching me since the night of Watanagashi. What do you mean? Once I asked that question, Reina stared directly at me with a blank expression. Her eyes looked as though they were evaluating me. She stared at me as if she was assessing whether I was worth talking to about something very important. Reina squeezed her own wrist tightly, then started talking in a whisper. I can tell you what's going on, but can you keep it a secret? Yeah, of course I can. If you want me to keep it a secret, I won't tell anybody. Okay, I trust you. Well, that was fast. Uh, I wouldn't I wouldn't put that in trust quite easily. She smiled and looked around one more time. They might be looking for Mio-san's scrapbooks. Mio-san? Oh, the nurse. Takano-san? What about her scrapbooks? The police are keeping the investigation under wraps, so I'm sure you don't know. Mio Takano-san was murdered. Whoa. Oh shit. Right after the conversation, she got murdered? What? What? When? She told me to be quiet again. I lowered my voice and let her continue. On the night of a Tanagashi, we met Mio-san and Tomataki-san, didn't we? They were attacked right after that. Tomataki-san was cursed by a Yashiro-sama. He clawed out his throat and died. Mio-san was burned to death in the mountains of the Gifu Prefecture. Is that true? I mean, nobody told me about that. Oh, gee, it's like I was told the same exact thing, but this time it's Reina getting the bigger situation and not Keiichi's. I know. That's because the police haven't disclosed their investigation. These cases make the fifth of the series of mysterious deaths, so the police have decided not to go public yet. You see, I understand why the police are keeping quiet about it. Excuse me. I understand why the police are keeping quiet about it, but then where did you hear this? Can you keep it a secret? I've been in contact with Oishi-san. He's a detective from the Okonomiya Police Department. He told me about the case. Why? Did he tell you? I don't know. He said he told me because he could trust me. I was dumbfounded to hear all this, but I knew she wasn't lying. If it was Mion, she'd be sticking her tongue out by now, but Rena wouldn't make a joke out of something like this. I think the reason why Mia-san was murdered is because of her research. Do you know she was doing ethnological research by studying the history of this village? I've heard something along those lines. Takano-san was interested in the occult and in mysterious things. I remember Mian once told me that she was studying the village's legends of man-eating demons out of curiosity. I think she discovered a very important secret about this village through her studies. Or maybe she wasn't even close to the truth, but they thought she was. Wait a second. What's the secret of this village you're talking about? I just read a few of her scrapbooks, but those were the ones that she was handling with very extra caution. So I think are pretty important things written in them. I think I know about 80% of what Mia-san was trying to uncover. Trying to uncover, but if it's true, it's almost too crazy to believe. Right now, I'm trying to find out whether Mia-san's theory is right or not. So what is it? What is the secret of this village? What could be so important that you might get killed just by knowing about it? I gasped the moment those words left my mouth. If Rena told me, I might get killed too. Oh my, scary. I don't want to tell you yet, but I promise I will once I but I promise I will once I verify things. Because it's really crazy, too crazy to be true. What do you mean? You have to verify things. For example, I myself serve as verification that the maggot disease can occur without any background knowledge, but there are a lot of things they still need to verify. They sound too crazy to be true, and I can hardly believe them if I don't verify that they are. Maggots? I was totally lost now, and I wanted to ask her some questions, but I decided not to cut in. It was so hot outside. But Rena held her arms as if she was cold. Rena, I'm always on your side. You can trust me. Thank you. I really appreciate it. From her expression alone, I could tell that she really meant it. I could also tell that she was involved in something very big and that she felt lonely because she couldn't tell anybody else about it. I had to be on her side while she was going through a difficult time. You shouldn't tell anybody that you met me here today. They might try to hurt you if they found out. Okay. Isn't there anything I can do to help? Not right now, but it's very reassuring that I can ask you for help when I need it. I'll depend on you someday. Yeah, anytime. Shush, a car is coming. Rena pushed my head into the bush. I was like, whoa! She pushed my Rena pushed my head into the bush. I went along with it and crouched down even lower in the bushes. No words. We stayed quiet for a while. I could hear a car coming closer, and after a while, a white van passed by. I was surprised at her hearing. She heard the car coming when it was still far off in the distance. Wow, what an incredible sense of hearing. Did you see his license plate number? What? No, I'm sorry. I didn't. I couldn't either, but I think it's the same car I saw earlier. Are they the ones following you? I think so. It passed by me many times today on the street where nobody usually drives. I hid every time, but it's strange. Are they the ones? Are they the ones who killed Takano-san and Tomitaki-san? Are they looking for the scrapbooks you have? Most likely, yes. I don't blame her for not being able to believe what's going on, because this is really crazy. Takano-san uncovered something really significant through her studies. The people who want that information hidden found out about it, and they killed her on the night of Watanagashi, copying the curse of Yoshiro-sama. They're looking for the scrapbooks, the fruits of her research, and Rena has them. That's why they're trying to kill Rena? Gee, I wonder what these so-called enemies in the white van look like. What about your house? It's safe there. I hid the scrapbooks in my secret hideout at the garbage dump. I'm worried about my father, but he'll be fine because he really doesn't know anything. No words. It's written on your face, Keiichi-kun. It says, I can't believe it because it sounds too crazy to be true, am I right? You got no words to say. I wanted to deny it, but I felt bad to lie. I remained silent in the affirmative. Well, it makes it it makes it look like because according to what I was told, like even if you go silent, it's like it looks like you want to lie. I don't know. Too crazy shit to understand, to be quite honest. Remaining silent in the affirmative. Well, that's a normal reaction. I couldn't believe any of it when I read the first scrapbook. I finally started seeing the connections after reading all of them. I'm sorry. I do want to help you, but I just don't know how if I don't see the whole picture of what's going on. If I tell you, it might put you in danger. You're already in danger, right? I don't mind. Don't worry about me. Okay, I'll tell you then. It sounds like okay. You say you don't want to tell Keiichi about it because it'll put him in danger, but you're going to tell him anyway. Make up your mind, man. Oh God, this it just gets worse. Okay, I'll tell you then. It's probably the three families who killed Mio-san and Tomitaki-san. To be more specific, it's the Sonozaki family, Mi-chan's family. Why? You know about the series of mysterious deaths, right? Of course. The traitors of the dam conflict die every year, right? The series of mysterious deaths is like a misresolution of the dam conflict. They're trying to end the dam conflict in the true sense of the term by erasing people who betrayed the village. It does look like that in a way. Nobody really says it out loud, but everybody's suspicious that the Sonozaki family is behind it. That's what I've heard. But if they really wanted to erase the traitors, they wouldn't have to do it on the night of a Tanagashi. Why don't they kill them all at once instead of killing them one by one, using the curse and demoning them away every year? Wouldn't that make more sense? I've never heard the words demoning away before, but Rena clearly thought they have some kind of creepy, significant meaning, so I decided not to cut in. That means that they're using the series of mysterious deaths in order to resurrect the sacredness of the Watanagashi festival. Step by step, they're reviving the sacred nature of Onikafuchi that was lost in the Meiji era. Their goal is to revive the level of belief in a Yoshiro-sama that used to exist in primitive times. Belief in a Yoshiro-sama. Are you talking about the Furud Shrine? Yes. Do you think people revere their Furud Shrine now? Elder people respect the shrine, but that's it. Kids think of it as a place to play, but most of the villagers think of it as a place to gather for local events. Its sacredness has been lost, but with the dam conflict, it started to revive, and they took it as a good opportunity to bring back the cult of the Yoshiro-sama. So, You're saying that some fanatical Yoshiro-sama worshippers are behind all this? That's what I'm saying. The cult of Yoshiro-sama was managed by the three families to begin with. The three families passed down their ultimate goal of reviving the cult of Yoshiro-sama down to the present generation. When you think about it, you'll understand why the three families took the initiative in uniting the villagers during the dam conflict, and why they set up the Onikafuchi Guardian's office in the Faru Shrine, citing a Yoshiro-sama who was almost forgotten at the time. So, the three families, I mean, the fanatical Yoshiro-sama worshippers orchestrated the series of the mysterious deaths of Hinamizawa. But wait, what they killed Takano-san? Because she discovered the important secret of the village, of this village, the three families have been hiding it since the era of Onikafuchi. If that secret is revealed, the sacredness of a Yoshiro-sama will be lost. They found out that Mio-san was getting close to the secret, and that's why they killed her. What's this important secret? I don't care if I put myself in danger. I need to know. I don't want to tell you yet. I don't want to tell you until I'm 100% sure about it. I'm pretty sure that right now you just laugh. Hey, do you think I'm that kind of guy? I just need a little more time. I can't accept the truth myself because it sounds so impossible. So I need some time. Please. I understand. Don't tell anybody about what we talked about today. Not even Michan, Rika-chan, or Satoka-chan. Okay. Well, you should go now. I'll take a look around for a while before I go home. I can't be too careful anymore. Rena ducked low in the bushes and moved away. I was left alone there. The cries of the cicadas surrounded around me, making it seem as if I was alone there the whole time. I started walking, still dumbfounded. In the end, Rena didn't tell me the secret because she was afraid of putting me in danger. But she told me clearly that there are people who wanted to resurrect the cult of Yoshiro-sama, and that they're among the three families that control the entire village. They orchestrated a series of mysterious deaths for that purpose, and they killed Takano-san because she got too close to the secret they wanted to hide. Reina met Takano-san and happened to obtain the scrapbooks in which Takano-san wrote about her research. Reina still can't believe the secret written in the scrapbooks because it's just too crazy. Hey, come on, Reina. You're kidding me, right? It's like one of those comic book stories. What a metaphor. A mysterious occult group is plotting a conspiracy? I mean, it's not funny even if it's a joke. But Reina is right about one thing. Even if this is true, it's really hard to believe. I understand why Reina wanted to wait to tell me the secret. Maybe she was just fooled by Takano-san. I don't know, is she fooled? But Takano-san was murdered for real. Well, it can't be a foolish prank. So, is it also true that someone is following Reina, looking for the scrapbooks? I remember Reina said that a white van was following her. You can see white vans anywhere. I'm pretty sure it. I'm pretty sure what, regardless if it's anywhere, it's still a suspicious thing. I mean, there's a lot of memes of it, so I bet there are a lot in this village alone. She might just be oversensitive to everything right now. Reina hasn't recovered from the shock since that day. That's probably why she got the idea into her head that the police or someone else is coming after her. I didn't cut in while she was talking. Coming after her. I think I did the right thing. If I had said that it was ridiculous or something to her face, Reina wouldn't have trusted me ever again. At that point, however, I gasped. A white van was parked on the side of the street. Oh no, is Keiichi gonna get screwed? I wasn't sure if this was the same car that passed by earlier, since I didn't see the plate number, but the number of people in the car and the ambience of it was similar to the one earlier. And there's one other thing that looked suspicious about it. There was no reason to park here. It was on a small road in the middle of the woods. There's nothing around here. No traffic lights, no vending machines, and no public phones. I know, right? No public payphones. I probably wouldn't notice it under ordinary circumstances, but I felt something was wrong. And once I noticed how odd it was definitely suspicious. There were four men in work uniforms in the white van. The driver was smoking a cigarette, but the other men were just sitting there doing nothing. If they wanted to take a break or have a smoke, they could have chosen a better place than here. It was possible that they stopped because they had to go to the bathroom really badly, but it didn't seem that way either. Bathroom? Where exactly in the freaking forest? Where? In the middle? How are you going to take a bathroom in the woods? I guess you have to like go out in the woods to take a piss or take a shit. Oh, what the fuck, man? I'm rambling nonsense. But it didn't seem that way either. They didn't look as comfortable or relaxed like they would if they were taking a break. They looked like they were waiting for something to happen. There was a deep tension in that car. Could they possibly be raining for could they possibly be waiting for Rena? No way. I didn't see anybody walking around here. This road is a back road. Nobody really uses this road, let alone by car. But but it's impossible. I felt bad for Rena to even think about it, but this must be something that she got into her head because she's feeling victimized or something. She must be imagining things because she's still nervous from when her friends caught her in the act of killing Rena and Tepe. Hey, young man, I heard someone say that when I passed by the van. He couldn't mean me. He didn't even know who I was. So I assumed he was talking to one of the other people in the car. I pretended I didn't hear him and I kept walking by, and then he said it again and honked the horn as well. Hey, young man, excuse me. Are you on your way home from school? He had a strong accent similar to that of the older villagers. He must live here, but I didn't know him. I could tell he didn't know me either because he didn't call me by name. Yes, I am. You've been walking on this road all the way from school, right? You turned the corner where the stationery store is, right? Yes. So? They were probably lost, I thought. This village has many small turns, and you can easily get lost when you try to take a shortcut. So they must have been waiting for someone to ask for directions. But then he said something disturbing. Oh no. Young man, didn't you see a girl on the way here? Huh? Oh, what? A girl with a white hat and white clothes with a purple ribbon on it. Did you see her? They were definitely talking about Rena. But no, I didn't. I wasn't ready to hear them ask that. Rather, I was scared. That's why my voice got all shaky. Up until that point, I couldn't believe Rena's story. I thought it was ridiculous. I actually laughed, if only to myself. That's why I wasn't ready at all. My heart was beating fast, and I was sweating all over. I immediately answered, no, I didn't, but it might have sounded like an obvious lie. The driver stared into my eyes. He looked like he was trying to figure out if I was lying or not, and my legs started to shake. I felt like a frog under the glare of a snake, and I couldn't move for a muscle for a while. But I think the same went for those men too. They were clearly a suspicious group, and they had just asked a villager about a girl out of the blue. Anybody would get suspicious. And I was right. The man broke the ice and started making excuses before I even asked him why he wanted to know about the girl. Well, I was asking for no particular reason. We just passed by a girl earlier, but you're a boy, so we were just wondering. Oh, okay. Please forget it. Sorry for the trouble, young man. We're off. The man started the engine and drove away. After they left, I saw nothing. That's right, nothing. There was no reason why they had to park here. So, were they really waiting for Rena? Oh my. And we got a new tip. But we're 35 minutes in. I think we can squeeze in like several minutes. Let's see. New tip. Lunch takeout list 2. This will be interesting. Furthermore, it's important that we closely monitor her father. Since he has also suffered mental shock from the divorce and has been trying hard to take care of the patient, there's a strong possibility that he may develop an induced delusional disorder. As the first step of mental care, one should listen to the patient's story carefully without denying it. That's the most basic of basics. However, when the patient and the listener are related, it's easy for the listener to become deeply influenced by the patient's delusions. Additionally, delusional parasitosis is widely known to make people highly impressionable, and the influence sometimes can spread throughout a whole community. Therefore, even if several people came to claim to acquire a parasitic infection, it doesn't necessarily prove the existence of a parasite. Some of the phone calls to the healthcare centers for the extermination of pests are nothing but a mass delusion. Since the subject matter of the delusion in this case is extremely rabid, the patients might harm or even kill each other in abnormal ways, believing this to be the treatment for the disease. They might also give up hope and commit suicide together, in the worst case. This influential delusional disorder, otherwise known as shared psychotic disorder, shows a particularly strong possibility of influencing close companions. Anyone who is going to contact the patients must be made to understand that the patients are under medical treatment, excuse me, and must be warned not to be influenced by the patient's delusions. Ah, God damn it. It's butchering again. Not to be influenced by the patient's delusions. Individuals who are likely to be easily influenced are the patient's family members and people who deeply care about the patients, such as boyfriends or girlfriends. And it just ends it from here. What? So Reina's father is having diagnosed as induced delusion disorder or whatever? That's a bit of a stretch there. Oh, we got two. We got a second page. That's something. Um, this is a good time to end it from here. So that was chapter 8. It's a pretty short one, come to think of it. So next part, we are going to delve into chapter 9 of the Tsumihoroboshi. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all later. Have a good one.